Down there has been a considerable growth in the quantity of family and youthful human beings inviting mercy helplines on suicide thoughts and ego. Childline Simru told it had acquired 20% more than telephone call regarding to suicidal above the history year. And MEIC told its quantity of telephone call had almost dual compared in recent year. The helplines are as well concerned how the environment of telephone call they get are more than severe, in family as youthful as 10 receive in concern. Mrs. Joseph told of Gabrielle, we had no concept how down there was whatever at all incorrect. While we had the news story, it fair froze the entire household, full upheaval. We would never include anticipated whatever love the to occur to Gabrielle. She would include been the recent man how we would include anticipated to do thing love the. She named for parent to be more than straight in their family and told request if they are suicide doesn't factory the semen. The requirement to ask them immediately quite rather than about, go on, thou okay. How isn't the path, it as necessary to be more than straight. A representative for MEIC, a hotline for family and youthful human beings up to age 25, told the quantity of telephone call it acquired on suicidal had almost dual to 105 telephone call among April and September the year, compared in 56 in the identical time in 2016. And Lisa Vranch, of Childline Simru, told they were take 60 telephone call a monthly of family who requested to talk suicidal. They had 769 such a telephone call for 2016/17, and growth of 20% on the early year. Ms. Branch told, I believe the major item we've seen is the rise of how hazard to suicidal wherever we include more than youthful human beings upcoming via in suicide ego, up, we had family upcoming via and talked on sense low or suppressed. Now how has escalated, they will go direct in and say on sense suicide, the thoughts about how and later perhaps how they might include a schedule. Each change how I go on, down there will be suicide contacts. We try and supervise such situations and he's on de-escalating such intensive tension. If human beings are inviting us in the evenings, tension can be intensified, particularly while family use technique in their own dormitory. They can be really in isolation. He's on help them tranquility downward and perhaps give them several exercises and say such ego downward. Mrs. Joseph told she became concerned while Gabrielle's friends contacted her to say they had seen a communication of her on Facebook. I went upper floor time I was on my telephone, and she wasn't down there. She had aforementioned she might go for a go-in else boyfriend, she told. Currently, looking behind, her boyfriend, was really concerned and I didn't aware reason. Later I had 3 telephone call of some friends very worried, wherever was she and could they say to her. I was later warned how down there had been a communication located on Facebook. The communication was mainly a farewell communication. Down there were never any signs of any depressive. She was ever really lucky. Her friends would say how as so. She would never offer any sign to nobody how she was sensed downward or suppressed. I don't aware how the was though in her chief. If she had problems how she fair stored in, she must include but no new. Gabrielle's household set up a mercy in her behalf to assist some family and youthful human beings. Amy Holloway, who was undiagnosed in lack of appetite, depressive and concerned elderly 15, told she was really thankful for the assist she had of the Friends of Talkative Joseph Foundation. She told, it helping me since I got shipped to a individual advisor or, since of her, she gave me a lot more than tasks to do via such tasks, I got to know my ego a lot more then. I'm really thankful, it helping me a many. I sense if I didn't include it, I wouldn't include superior. I don't believe I would include been capable to go to college. Since of the amount of telephone call, Childline Simru is attractive for more than voluntary as they can just achieve 3 out of 4 persons family who pin them. Say to me too is the Welch by the government's policy and activity schedule, hard to hinder suicidal and personality harm in Wales. Professor Anne John, Domestic Conduct for Suicidal Preventive at Social Public Health Wales, told it was aware tertiary segment services were accountability and growth in telephone call on suicide thoughts and personality harm of family and youthful human beings. But she added, we don't aware if the since human beings are speaking on these issues more than rather than always up and searching assist or if down there is a actual main changing. A lot of job has lost in dealing the stigmatization related in these issues, and to lift knowledge how human beings should say to who or search assist if they are thought on suicidal or personality harm. If family and youthful human beings sense they can include a talk on it in a tranquility and non-judgmental path, we can all, teaching staff, parent, carers, some professionals, assist them discover the supporting they requirement. She told lot various factors interacted in facility ways to give in person kid or youthful man to the location wherever they are disappointed quite to be personality harming or thought on suicidal. No solitary organization can act one to bring she told. Social Public Health Wales is work in association in the Welsh by the government, teaching staff, public services and charities love the Samaritans to hinder suicidal. We include given guide to Welsh provincial fora that involve regional authorities and public health boards to assist them evolve regional suicidal and personality harm preventive plans in family and youthful human beings identified as a precedence team. We are as well work in schools, consisting fleeing Welsh by the government-funded testing to location psychological public health workers in schools wherever lot family and youthful human beings can readily accessing them. Following year we will be making asset for teaching staff, parent and carers on which they can do if their kid is possessing concerns on suicidal, and which assist is accessible. We will as well be publication new study looking at the following year.